Okay, I have a segment here for you of Marjorie Taylor Greene. And the second clip I want to show you is the most vile, and it's not lighthearted whatsoever. And so we'll get to that second. We'll start with the lighthearted clip. Now, everything from Marjorie Greene, the dishonesty that she's spewing, the narratives that she tries to push is enraging. But again, I always say I try to take a lighthearted approach to some of these stories just so we can stay sane. So we'll start with this, a little bit more lighthearted. Her saying a statement that made absolutely no sense to me on the House floor. Then we'll get to her promoting a dangerous conspiracy theory.
This type of funding, $86 million, again, should not go towards educating people about gender and gender bias, educating people about their skin color, educating people about how they think unconsciously without knowing how they think. These are
Whoa. Bomb dropped.
The type of woke ideologies that divide and separate Americans, and veterans could care less about.
We will listen to that again so that we can try to absorb what on earth she's saying. But let me read this quote to you. This type of funding should not go to, and then she gets to saying, educating people about how they think. Let me say that again. Educating people about how they unthink unconsciously without knowing how they think. If that's not philosophy, I don't know what is. Let me just be honest. One more time.
This type of funding, $86 million, again, should not go towards educating people about gender and gender bias, educating people about their skin color.
God forbid you educate people about gender and race.
Educating people about how they think unconsciously without knowing how they think.
Wow.
These are the type of woke ideologies that divide and separate Americans, and veterans could care less about.
I've said this before, but sometimes whenever statements like that are made, you have that moment as a listener where you go, okay, between the speaker and me, the listener, someone's dumb in this conversation, and it ain't me because I don't know what on earth is being talked about there. So let's not unconsciously unthink the unlearning of the untopic we're talking about. Now we get to something not fun at all. She is now doubling down on the conspiracy theory that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has been, he was caught for perpetuating during a dinner that COVID-19 he was thinking, just speculating about it, could have been engineered to target people by race. He has since said, that's not what I was trying to say. I was talking about ethnically targeted bioweapons separately, and then we got to COVID-19, and I was saying it disproportionately hits people. I wasn't actually trying to make a link there. Okay, we'll look at the clip again of him in a second. But Marjorie Greene is now going even further than him and saying, yeah, that's what we should be talking about. I'm going to proudly perpetuate this conspiracy theory, when again, RFK Jr. has backed off of this since he said it during that dinner. But here's Marjorie Greene during a recent interview.
You have the weaponization committee, and all the Democrats are outraged at Bobby Kennedy because he's talking about the very real possibility that COVID-19 could have been engineered to target people by race. And so the Democrats are trying to censor him. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, just maybe an hour ago, was trying to completely shut him down and censor his speech.
This is your typical conspiracy theorist talk of it could, using that term. There's a possibility it could, because you're not actually providing any weight to those terms or saying you have any evidence of the things you're saying. You're just saying there is a possibility, just like there's a possibility of anything in any situation ever, hypothetically, that you could concoct. But I'm not logical enough to only float these theories, float these ideas, if I'm providing the proper evidence along with them. And we don't have evidence that COVID-19, that there's a very real possibility, as she said, that COVID-19 is being engineered to target people by race. And the implications of pushing those types of lies are very real and very detrimental. Here was the moment that she is now resonating with from Bobby Kennedy Jr.
COVID-19, there's an argument that it is ethnically targeted. COVID-19 is targeted to attack Caucasians and black people. The people who are most immune are Ashkenazi Jews and Chinese.
that kind of denial and deflection showing up over and over in this.
And she's talking about what we discussed with that RFK Jr. hearing, where he would get posed to him, hey, you have said this before in the past. And he would go, no, I didn't. You're lying. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. We have the videos. Now, he has since said, that's not what I was trying to say. I wasn't trying to say that it was purposefully engineered, but just maybe it happens to target races differently. And all of it is really detached from the facts, because that was obviously what he was alluding to. If you watch the full clip, as we've gone over multiple times in the past, he starts by saying bioweapons specifically targeted by race, then instantly goes, oh, and COVID also targets by race, or it could. And so that is what he was alluding to, is the point that he was making there. And now he realizes how absurd it sounds and is backing off of it. But Marjorie Greene, she's not backing off, and she thinks there's a very real possibility. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are able to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, plus get the bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That's lukebeasleyshow.com/membership, and there's a link in the description.